Hi, Jeff Fennick here from Australia, former three-time world champion. Started boxing in 1981, represented Australia at the Olympics in 84. Won my first three fights, and then my last fight against the Yugoslavian was overturned by the international jury. Steve McCrory went on to win the gold medal. I turned professional immediately after that in 1984, and after 6 professional fights, in my 7th professional fight I fought for the world title, for the IBF World Bantamweight title. And I was able to become world champion after only 196 days. It was the shortest time ever for a professional boxer to win a world title. That record still stands today, my 7th professional fight. Very, very lucky also. About 4 or 5 fights later, I was able to fight the Olympic gold medalist Steve McCrory in a fight billed as Olympic Revenge. I was able to eventually knock Steve McCrory out in the 14th round in a defence of my IBF world title. A year later, I won my 2nd world title. I won the junior featherweight WBC world title against Samart Pakaroon from Thailand. I won that in the 4th round knockout. So I won 2 world titles, which made me the first Australian ever to achieve that feat. A year later, I moved up another weight division after defending that title 3 times. I moved up to the featherweight division, and I fought a Puerto Rican named Victor Callejas, who was a very, very dangerous puncher from Puerto Rico. I was able to defeat him by stopping him in the 10th round and becoming one of only 11 fighters at that time to hold 3 world titles. So my dream was to be the first boxer to win 4 world titles and to be undefeated. I ventured over to Las Vegas to fight one of the great fighters of all time, an African by the name of Azumah Nelson. We fought at the Mirage at Las Vegas on the undercard to Mike Tyson and Razor Ruddock. I think most people who watch the fight realise that, again, I was handed a pretty rough decision, but Azumah Nelson was a great fighter. I was robbed of my opportunity of winning my 4th world title. I continued to box for a couple of years after that. I tried to fight for that world title against Azumah Nelson, which I was defeated against Azumah Nelson. I moved up another weight division to fight for the world title against Philip Holliday, where I was also unsuccessful. After that, I retired from boxing. During that time of retirement, I was very, very lucky. I was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York, which was a huge highlight for me. In 2002, I was voted Australia's greatest ever fighter from the WBC, which again was another huge honour because Australia's had some great boxing champions, Costa Tszyu, Lionel Rose, Jimmy Carruthers. So to be voted Australia's greatest ever fighter was certainly a huge highlight for me. After all my boxing career was over, I decided to get back in and do something for the sport that had done so much for me, and I began to train boxers. Slowly, as I began to train them, I began to manage them and also promote. Today, I'm one of Australia's leading boxing trainers and promoters. I train a host of great fighters. I have 4 guys who fought at the Australian Olympics in 2000 at Sydney that are all doing very well. Today I'm going to show you some interval training with one of those boxers by the name of Hussein Hussein, who at the moment is the #1 flyweight in the world. Hopefully by the time this is released, Hussein Hussein could be the flyweight champion of the world. I'm very confident in that. And today we're going to show you our early preparation of interval training. This is a very important part of our preparation early before we fight. We try to have at least 8 to 10 weeks preparation for each fight, and the first 2 weeks is very, very intense interval training. And today Hussein Hussein and I are going to show you what we do in our gym. As a part of our interval training, obviously we do our stretching prior to this, and then we do a warm-up. I'm going to show you a little bit of our warm-up, and then I'm going to show you the work that Hussein Hussein puts in to make sure that he's able to box 12 3-minute rounds when he fights for the world title. Well, this is Hussein Hussein, and first he's going to do a little bit of shadow boxing just to warm up, make sure his muscles are loose. He's already did a little bit of stretching prior to this, but now he'll just shadow spar, and then we'll put the interval timer on, and we'll do some pad work. Just loosen up. It's very important that when these guys are loosening up or shadow boxing, they go through the routine they're going to do when they punch. So going through their full punch motion is very, very important. If he only punches halfway through a motion, he might hurt a muscle or injure himself when he gets into the interval training. So it's very important that Hussein Hussein, while he's doing this, goes through the full range of punches and the full movement. This is our interval training where we do 30 seconds of punching non-stop to the body, so it's underneath punches. We do this for 3 minutes of solid work. 30 seconds under, and I'll show you the next routine. Trying to make sure that Hussey's posture's right and he's punching with power to the body. And then we do the punching over the top. Making sure that his hands are going back to the face all the time. He's using his hips. Very, very important to have good posture with your legs. If his legs are in the right position, he'll transfer his power properly. To make it a little more difficult, I'll just move out slowly to make sure that he extends those arms all the way out to me. And one of the most important things about holding these pads is that I'm not pushing these onto Hussein. I'm letting Hussein do the work. A lot of trainers in the sport today, they push the pads onto their boy they're training. They've got to let them do the punching. Back down we go. Again, I'm just taking the weight of the pads. I'm not pushing down, trying to slap down. It's not about getting speed, it's about doing it correctly. And back up we go. So it's been 30 seconds down, 30 seconds up, 30 seconds down, 30 seconds up for the entire 3 minutes. This will get the heart rate right up. At the end of this 3 minutes, Hussein would have thrown over 500 punches, well over 500. And down we go. Again, we're going to try to keep the intensity up for the full time, for the full 3 minutes. It's my job to motivate him, to push him through it, and to make sure he's punching correctly at all times. And what we try to do for the last 30 seconds, especially when it gets about 15 seconds, we really try to pick that intensity up just before the rest period. And as you know, in boxing, we have a minute break between rounds. So in the interval training, we try to give them 30 seconds break. So when the time comes in the fight and they have the minute, they really appreciate it. That extra 30 seconds means a real lot. As we go up for our last 30 seconds now. And we count it down. I'll start to make the same, pick the pace up. Pick it up, Hussey. Let's work it hard. Push that body hard, son. Come on. Work it hard. Drive the body hard, Huss. 10 seconds to go. Let's pick it up. Come on, pick it up, son. And time. Now Hussein will have a 30-second break, and then we'll repeat the same thing again. And we repeat it 3 or 4 times over to really get that heart rate working, to make sure we know that when the time comes for Hussein to fight, 3 minutes of solid work, that he's ready to do it. Interval training is very, very important, especially early in your preparation. Our 30 seconds is up. Time to work again, Huss. This is very important to try to get that same intensity going all the time. And again, it's very important to have somebody at the other end of these focused mid-second, really motivate your boxer. You've got to get him working and push him all the way through. When these guys realise that they can do this for 3 minutes without stopping, it makes their fight rounds very much easier. And that 30 seconds break, certainly when you get a minute break in the fight, it's obviously, as you know, it's double, but it's like you've had a 5-minute break. And up we go. Very important to also make sure the boxer's breathing correctly at all times. Breathing, Huss. Nice breathing, that's good. Again, very important. I'm not putting too much pressure on those hands by slapping down on there because they can do damage to the hands. I'm just holding the weight back of these gloves. He's punching them and I'm just holding. And up we go. Nice breathing, to the right. Push them right. And down we go. Again, we're in that last minute, very important to talk to the fighter, making sure that he's feeling okay, working his body right. Feet are always in the right position. The feet are very, very important. To get the right power and no pain, you've got to have your feet in the right position. Going to come that last 30-second countdown again where we're really going to try to push Hussein hard. And up we go, Hussein. 20 seconds, let's pick it up another level. Pick it up. And we've got 10 seconds to go. Let's push them home. Come on, pick them up. Come on. Work it hard. Get that heart rate up, us. Come on. Push it hard. 5 and 4, 3, and time. Good stuff. Another great form of interval training and something that all my boxers do in Australia is we get 2 sets of light weights, usually in the form of dumbbells, but they've got these 3-pound weights on, and we do an all upper body workout, which I'm going to go through for you now. Again, it's exactly the same as boxing. We do it in 3-minute rounds with a 30-second break, but we do 6 upper body exercises, and we're going to go through them now. We ready with time? Let's go. Here we go. 30 seconds of each exercise. Very important, again, your posture and making sure that everything is moving properly. We're nice and loose. And the great thing about this is the fitter you get, the more repetitions you can do. So if I'm doing 30 or 40 in the 30 seconds, as I get fitter, I'll get them up to 40, 50 and 60. And like I said, if we get the 5-pound dumbbells in your hand, you'll really see how hard this exercise is. These are 3 pounds. I'm sure after a couple of minutes, they'll start to feel heavier. And up we go to the next exercise. Always important, having your feet in the right position, not putting too much stress on the back. Very, very important. Breathing properly. Very, very good form of interval training. Especially for the boxer who's working the upper body, using their arms at all times. Just holding your arms up with gloves are hard enough, let alone punching and using them. And up we go. Nice straight arms, making sure the exercises are all done properly. If I bend the arms, I'm shooting nice and straight. Full extension of the arms all the way to the top. You guys at home that are watching, grab a set of weights and try this and you'll really know what training's about. Interval training is very, very important. Recovery. Everything's about recovery today in sport. It's how quick we can get our second wind. It's how quick we can recover. If we can recover in that 30 seconds, if we can recover in that minute. And up we go. Making sure the back's nice and straight. Again, making sure full extension, arms down all the way up, pushing hard. Like I said, I'm using 3-pound gloves here from Tidal today with 5-pound dumbbells, very much harder. Here we go, our last 30 now. Sticks exercise, feet apart, and we're rowing the boat. Pushing all the way out and pulling back. Again, the fitter we get, the more rows we can do, the more pulls we can pull. All right, that's our first set. We've got another 3 sets to go, but we repeat this first set again with the third set. I have 6 different exercises that'll be coming up after this 30-second break. Now this is the second set of exercises, but like I said, we'll repeat these both exercises twice. So if we do 4 3-minute rounds, you're really working the body hard. Second set, we start out here, hands straight, and we pump. We pump for 30 seconds, all about doing the right technique, making sure the hands are straight. If they're bent, we're cheating, and we really rock them. The faster we do this movement, the harder it is because we're doing more repetitions. I'm gonna get all these guys in the studio later to try it with me, just to let them know. For you guys at home, I hope you're enjoying this. Put these on and work hard and you'll really learn how to interval train. Behind there now for triceps. And the one thing I can promise you all, a week of this and your fitness levels won't improve by 10 or 20%, it'll be 200%. Your recovery rate will be better than it's ever been before. This is about recovery, getting that second wind. It's about pushing the body where it hasn't been pushed before. In fast spurts, interval training. It's the longest 30 seconds I've ever done. And up we go again. Very important, straight arms and breathing. Very important, breathing, trying to recover all the time. Pushing your body to the limit, also trying to breathe. Push your body through what it has to do, but also got to make sure the body's recovering and getting as much oxygen as possible. Here we go. We sit here, nice straight back, and lifting the arms off the knees. Straight, not bent. Full range of movement. Breathing at all times. 30 seconds. It's an easy one. Pump them up in the curls. And breathing. Breathing all the time. Pushing your body through this 3-minute period. Working the body hard, breathing at all times. Making sure the movement's all correct. Arms all the way down and pulling them all the way up. No shortcuts. And over the top we go. The last 30 seconds of good punching. Turning them hands all the way over. Full extension, hands nice and high. Chin tucked down. Can't talk much anymore, guys. Getting a bit tired. Oh, and that's round 2 of our interval training with the light weights. What we do as we get fitter, we try to repeat those 2 sets that we just done. So we go back to the first set, we do 3 minutes, 30 seconds break. We go back to the second set and do 3 minutes again. If we can do 4 rounds of that, we're working very, very well. What we're working towards is having a perfect conditioning to be able to box 12 rounds. I prefer holding this much better than showing you how to do it myself. Being the trainer is much easier these days than training myself. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do individual training with the skipping rope as well. And again, early in preparation, this is something that we need to do. We need to get them legs in working order. A lot of times in fights we might hurt a hand, we might do an injury, we've got to use those feet more. So skipping and road work's very important. But this part of the skipping is going to be 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off again. Interval training. As much repetition as we can, picking that heart rate up to as high a level as we can, and then bringing it back down in that 30 seconds break. We ready to start, Huss? Let's go. Just nice and easy, first 30 seconds, we're just warming up to the main event. We're just getting there warm, turning them legs over. When the 30-second lapse, Hussein will skip as hard as he can for 30 seconds. And let's pick it up for 30 seconds, Huss. So again, very important, those first 30, nice and easy, breathing, controlling the breathing, and now explosive. 30 seconds of explosive work, hard work. 15 seconds ago, let's pick up another level. Now this is what training's about, getting in there, putting in all your effort, and then leaving there knowing you've worked hard. And relax. Breathing now, recovering this 30-second little break. It's not a break, but he's just still skipping, keeping the heart rate there, getting it back down to a good even keel, and then he'll pick it up again. And this happens in boxing a lot. We have guys who are called pressure fighters who might just leave you alone for a second, then they put a lot of pressure on you, they make you fight. And this is where you get ready for those kind of fights with interval training. And let's pick it up again, Huss. 30 seconds of hard work. Let's go, come on. Get them knees, lift them knees nice and high. Excellent work. I'm sure Hussein wouldn't have been where he was today without all this hard work that he's put in. Nobody gets nothing for nothing. Hard work's essential. And relax. We talk about discipline. You need a lot of discipline to be able to do this. But discipline doesn't start in here when you've got somebody talking to you. The most important form of discipline is self-discipline. And if you've got self-discipline, that means when you leave here, you leave your trainer, you do everything right when you get home. That's the difference between being an average champion or a great champion. And Hussein's got a great attitude and great self-motivation at home, so that's why he's going to be a great champion. And our last 30 seconds, let's pick it up. All right, 15 to go. Let's go our last 15 seconds. Really push it hard. And time. 30-second break now. And we've extracted straight back into it. Whew. Benches. Okay. And let's start. Very important with all this work that we don't just do one round, we do enough rounds, we do similar rounds that we're going to fight. If we can do 12 good rounds of interval training, 12 rounds of fighting in the ring hopefully will be made much, much easier. But again, we've got to make sure we do our boxing training as well. This interval training is the basis and the nucleus to the start of all our hard work, and then we get back into our boxing routine, which we'll show you later on as well. And let's pick it up for 30. Knees nice and high. Always on the toes when we're skipping up on those toes, keeping balls of the feet working very hard. Five seconds. And down we go. Trying to recover and breathe as much as we can now to get that heart rate back down, getting ready to push it up again. Very important, as high as the heart rate goes up, we've got to try to get it down as quick as we can. And the only way to get it down is by controlled breathing. Breathing patterns are very, very important. Breathing in, letting it out slowly. That's it, bring that heart rate down. And let's get it up. And 10 seconds to go. Let's pick them up. Pick them up. 5, 4, 3, and back down we go. Breathing straight away, controlling that breathing, getting that heart rate back down to a normal level, or as normal as possible while we're working. Breathing. And let's get up for our last 30 seconds. Let's pick it up. Ten seconds to go. Let's pick it up. Let's finish off strong. Finish off strong. That's it. Nice high knees. Excellent work. 4 seconds to go, and time. Very good. Hi, we've just shown you 3 or 4 different ways of interval training, but that's not all there is. There's also the heavy bag, which you can do exactly the same workout. So if you're just on your own, you can get onto the heavy bag. If you've got a tidal interval timer, which you can set for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45, and a minute, you can just set your timer, look at a clock on the wall, and go and punch that bag on your own. So you don't need somebody to do it with you. Interval training is something you can do on your own, on a heavy bag, on a speed ball. It's all about intensity. Working hard for short periods of time, and then having a short rest, being able to recover quickly. All you need is one of these clocks, set it onto your desired time, and you'll be able to go out there and enjoy training. And let me tell you, interval training is very, very important to everybody today that trains. In all sports, interval training is very important. It gets the heart rate up and makes you recover very quickly. So if you do your interval training early, the work at the end of the day will become very, very easy.
Title Boxing's got you covered with 16 action-packed videos to get you in the best condition of your life. Boxing and conditioning experts Danny Campbell, Michael Rutherford, Jeff Finnick, and Russ Anber put you through the paces to show you everything you need to know to improve your speed, strength, agility, and stamina. How to wrap hands, hitting the heavy bag, medicine ball, obtaining the edge of speed, interval training, punching at angles, advanced techniques, explosive speed and power, mastering the basics, punchnet secrets, getting bigger and stronger, dynamic speed and thrust, counter punching, working the corner, defensive skills and drills, body punching, and more. Get only the ones you want, or get maximum impact with the entire series. Get the secrets of over 80 years of combined boxing and physical training experience in one action-packed video series. Where do you get it? Exclusively at TitleBoxing.com. TitleBoxing.com. If we don't have it, you don't need it.